Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am quickly going to do a flip through of just January inside of, I think I'm just going to split it up. Usually I think in the past I've always done like my daily book and the weeks together, but I think I'm going to just try and split it up so I don't have to condense as much inside of one video and it get really boring. So we'll do a January flip through just for the purpose of my Hobonichi week. So everything looks literally exactly the same. I haven't gotten to a point yet where I've gotten bored of the way that this looks. I just love the way that this red color pops. The way that it pops with this undyed. I'm just so in love with it. I love it all. And that's all that really matters. Nothing else has really changed in my frontal view. Blah, 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 all the same. I still haven't started to use this page yet. Now that I have completed, you'll see in the back, I've completed like all my January workouts. I think I am going to go through and just like write all of those down. All right, the monthly. I just put a little sticky note here. I've kind of done that for a few of the months just to give me little like trigger ideas. This one was just to start thinking about Valentine's Day, so it's not like the week of, and I'm trying to put together like little baskets or gifts or cards or flowers or anything like that for my kids or even for their class, because I know for school they're going to start probably doing Valentine's Day parties and all of that stuff. So that's just like my little trigger list to start thinking about that. I also have a smaller trigger list down here as far as purchasing some stuff for our dogs. We do like everything through Chewy. We have to get their medicine. I think it's like both medicines and their dog food, which is probably going to be like $500, I swear. And then we have to purchase new dog licenses. I really enjoy how January is going. My like call to action this year was to try and fill the monthly up a little bit more as far as putting in not only like the mandatory necessities, but also going back in and like filling in just some fun little things that we did those days. Just so at a quick glance, I don't have to like skim through my weeklies because like, let's be honest, things get lost. And then I definitely don't want to always have to, I know that information is in my dailies. That's not the point, but it's just like hard and kind of burdensome to try and flip through all of the dailies and then you start getting lost and start reading everything. So I just wanted to, my call to action for myself this year was to kind of go back to my roots and write more down in my monthlies. And I think it's really starting to turn out really well. So that was my January overview. And then moving on to the actual monthlies. Where are we? All right. Oh yeah, January. Hello. January started on a Monday. I'm sure we all remember that. That was super exciting. Nerding out over it. So January starting on a Monday. This is like probably one of this week and this week were like my two favorite spreads inside of my January. The other ones are just kind of, I don't know. What's the word? They're just kind of barren, which is fine. It shows like really what the week was. But you could just tell I heavily use these. And if I wonder why, I could go back very quickly to here and see exactly what I was doing. So this week I know I was like on my, I had like a week off of work. So I was able to like really fill this in to the best of my ability and use it every single day. Was it that following week? I had just gotten back to work. There was still a lot of like catch up. A lot of appointments to be had. So definitely my 2 weeks, I really liked the way that those looked. The other weeks, not so much, but it's okay. So, I've lost my page. This week, again, I was off of work. My planning always looks pretty much the same. I used just some sticky notes. I keep telling myself I want to go back and print out a little photo of our time at the Touch Museum, but I do have like part of it in the back anyways, so I don't know. I kind of have this over it anyway, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. For the week, I really tried to like catch my habits on the side. You'll see in my January in the back. I also had like a whole page dedicated to my workouts for the month, and it worked out really, really well for me. I didn't continue the habit catching, but it is something from time to time that I really do enjoy doing. So I caught my habits on the side. I used color coding a little bit in January. You'll see that. This was just like to notate that I had like a whole week off of work. So you'll see like that difference between me now being back at work, right? There's a lot of memory planning in here. There is all my to-do lists are on the side. I've been trying to like highlight the things that I have gotten done. I'm not a fan of like checking it off because I lose the check marks. It's not conducive for my brain. I lose the check marks, and sometimes to like preserve the way that it looks, I want to and I don't want to just cross it off so I can still see it or reference it. And then sometimes, honestly, the cross off, even in my dailies, for me, the cross off can mean that like I crossed it off because I didn't do it, or I didn't get to it, or I moved it to a different day. So I think that's something I've been kind of doing in the new year specifically. So you'll see a lot that I'm like highlighting things off, or if it is like a little dot system, I will cross it off, but I won't ever like go back and check something off, just like on the side. I use lots of different pens, highlighters. There's really not much to say. Let's go through cleaned room. I have to-do list for my daughters for their school. I put, I designated like some really important tasks with different colored or different types of markers. So I'll usually do that with like a Tombow or one of those other brush pens. I can't ever remember. They're like this one. Oh, the Le Pen brush pen. So I have these in a few different colors, and I'll use these sometimes just to notate something that's like of a little bit higher importance, but like really it's not an all the time thing. Appointments are in there, a little bit of memory planning, and then those are really, again, just for like a catch-all, because yes, I can go back to my dailies. I put literally the way we breathed to a T down into my dailies, but there's not always like that's a time and a place. If I really need to know something like that happened on a day, I can go back. But if I want a quick glance and I want to remember, oh, my daughter was with her friends this day. Oh, we did something out of the house this day. I can have just like a quick reference point inside of my planner. So I'll put, I put some memory planning. What else? Oh, sometimes like if we go out and we purchase something, whether it's groceries, whether it's stopping to get food somewhere, I don't know, I'll sometimes put like a quick little thing of how much it costs. You'll see in this time around, I haven't been putting like budgeting in this planner. I did for one day and I like didn't, for one like pay period, I didn't like it. I'm not gonna like, maybe at a certain point I'll be able to show it if I like cover up enough stuff. I've really tried to use my Sterling ink as like a home catch-all notebook. I don't want to say like a planner because I'm not really like planning a lot into it. A lot of this is like after the fact. Like last night before bed, I went through and I had just gotten paid and I started taking like screenshots of all the payments on my phone, and I went back before I went to sleep and I just transferred that all to like a little log that I made in the back of the notebook. And then on the weeklies, I don't know how I'll use the dailies yet, or the monthlies. I might notate, like, when we go grocery shopping, just so I can see at a quick glance, like, whoa, a grocery trip for us only lasts 4 days, like, or something like that. Or, whoa, we ate out this many times a month. This is what we ate out. We just love our pizza. We can't get away from Friday pizza nights or something like that. And then on the weeklies, this is, like, the first week I'm really trying it with the weeklies. Even last week I was still, like, hell-bent on trying to use this as like just like a fun planner still. And while I like the way it was turning out, I just have so much going on already with my weeks and my techo that it's like what's the point? I find myself getting home from work at night. I get so flooded with family stuff and then I fall asleep. Like So me sitting down with my planners and then like using them in a way that's just not to the straight to the point these days has been like very few and far between. So this was last night. I really just went back and put in like days that we spent big purchases. So I put here Chewy, medicine, days we took like a big lump sum cash out. And then I'll put off to the side like how much we spent where the cash is. And then I put meals down. I'm trying to make more meals at home, trying to like expand the types of meals that I'm making, stuff like that. So I put all of that on here as well. And we'll just see like as the weeks go how this really progresses for me. But hopefully I get to a point where I can like find a way to show this in a better way. So this is just like a little trigger for me. I'll put some days that we did like big things at my house here. Like I sent my husband some money, to-do lists, and I put some, for whatever reason, I put dinner that day. I don't know. It's not to mean that I didn't make dinner any of those other days. I just probably wanted something to fill the space, to be quite honest. Moving on to the next week, I was like starting a new position at work, so I was trying to really focus on like what a morning routine, what like that lifestyle in the morning started to look like for not only myself but for the family. I had a little bit of a tough like PMDD week. I put down here like our big grocery trip, how much we spent. I really tried to utilize like the split down the center, and I do really like that. That's something again that I use every single week. I think I always say that, but I do actually really enjoy that. My husband's birthday, just a few things that I do that week. I had to make like a lot of phone calls. It was a lot of prepping for my middle daughter's birthday party, so that's really like what you see for a lot of that. I did like a small to-do list down here. I knew like payday was somewhere in here, payday right there, so usually every payday we'll take out a certain amount of cash, and I just kind of wrote down like a lump of what that cash was to be used for. And then my goal was just to finish one book because it was like my first full weekend off, and I wanted to really use it to hunker down and just like take care of myself because it was a tough PMDD week. Moving on, this page, I think I put this in like one of my plan with me's. On this side, there was some to-do lists, but I was like conflicted because I wanted to use this photo and I didn't know how or where else to use the photo. And then I liked the photo with this, and then my daughter, she like drew me this heart. So I just stuck it all together in a collage and like threw it down. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm not going to go and like freak out over the fact that I can't see those to-do lists. So that's what that side of the page turned into. And this side was a little bit barren. Again, it was like my first or my second full week at work. That's when things really hit the fan. You can probably tell I sound sick. We had like survived it for so long, it felt like. But really like so long for us was probably what, like 2 or 3 weeks. Felt like we survived it for so long, and then my daughter got sick again, my youngest. It started with her. Progressively got worse. Like each week it was a different kid that stayed home. And now my husband, he's like sick on the couch with it. I'm sick at work trying to push through. And it just sucks. So, no school. I don't remember which holiday that was. No school that day. Maybe Martin Luther King Day or something. Let's see. My daughter got sick. So like not only was that 3-day weekend, but then she popped a fever. I think she got sent home that day. It's no big deal if like I look at this and I can't remember. I wrote be home, Beatrice fever, because in the back I won't show the health log, or like I'll show like a fresh month, but I have all of that already notated in my health logs like extensively. So this was just like a quick trigger for me. What else? Work things. You'll see again. I had some meetings for one of my daughters outside of work. I had some to-do lists. Again, a lot of it was for party prep. I was tracking like bigger times that we spent money. And again, this is really, I've said it in a lot of my videos, I'm just like really trying to track grocery spending and like how often we're doing it, how much we're spending. So that's like the theme of the weeks you'll see a lot. And then lastly, really as far as January goes, I won't like start over on this side because it starts going into February, but the last full week of January, I got really flooded at work again. my schedule changed up a little bit again, so that's why I notated it. You'll see I start notating it with different colors again because that means a certain thing for me at work. And so this week was just a lot of work, a lot of man hours put into my job, and you could tell it's just a barren week. There's literally nothing. So not much to say on that. And then moving on, still using the back for health logging. January, I was able to finish. Did I finish 2 books? Oh, I finished 2 books. I'm still reading ACOTAR. I should put on here that I'm in. I don't remember which book. I'm still chugging along in the Throne of Glass series. And I've realized that I have it on my Kindle this whole time. So I think that'll help me because I like to go between like a physical book and my Kindle a lot. And so I think that'll help me. So I need to figure out what book it is. I think it's the 3rd one. I don't remember. And I started it like in October. I don't know. So I need to just put that there. I don't really believe that I used a lot of these other pages for much. And then I started to put this little like January. I want to go back again to my roots and start using the vellum. I don't have any monthly tabs. I never bought any from a shop because I didn't think that I was going to go this route. I should always have some on deck no matter what. But I didn't think that I was going to go this route. So I just put it on a little post-it tab and it's just fine. So this first page is just blank, but it has like a little trigger heading for me at the top. I need to put some notes for my insurance for one of my daughters. This was the like workout tracker. January I was really trying to like just take care of my body, and I think I worked out, I counted it last night. I think I remember it was equal to 17 days of the month, which is not bad. I'm reminding myself that one of the full weeks, like a full 7 days, I didn't work out because I was like at work for like 16 hours that day and I was moving around a lot. Like I was hitting my goals, my like watch goals every single one of those times. So I'm like taking that into consideration too. But 17 days anyways is like not bad. So I have like this weird blank page. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll have to go back in and like put some weird collection there just to take up the space. And then I had 2 days where I just put some journaling with photos and stickers of like 2 fun days that 2 of like the bigger fun days that we had that month. The month like we worked up to those days, put a lot of planning into those days. This is going to be for my daughter. Her birthday is not until March, but I started really thinking about planning it towards the end of January anyways, so that's how this page got like intermingled into my January section. To me, that doesn't bother me. I'm not going to be like, oh, her birthday's in March. Why is it in the January section? All I'm going to do, the same way that I did with my other daughter's birthday, I put like her little birthday tab down here. I'll make a new tab for my oldest and do it like that, and it'll be totally fine. I didn't realize that I must have like turned the page like abruptly because this was also not intended. So I have a few pages. I have the leisure of going back and filling out with something. January, I really tried to, I put this all on camera, I think. I just went back and made little collection lists. I haven't really filled any of them in yet. I want to kind of keep them and fill them in organically and like naturally as the time progresses. Valentine's Day I could probably start, to be honest, because I do already have like a Valentine's Day list going for my daughters. So I'll probably take this at some point and just start filling it back in the back. I did all of this on camera, again, just like a ton of collections that I have to fill in at some point. My goals, I put the little tab at the top. I need to go back in and like really sit down and think about this stuff. It's never too late to work on yourself. Don't ever feel like January is like the end all be all. You have to wait a whole other year. Like this is very fluid. So being very gracious with myself for time. I will go back and finish that. And then now we're in February. So I'm going to, at some point, probably realistically this weekend, I'll tip in a new page. I've already got my February tracker out because it's after February. And this is my like February workout page, and then I'll just start from there. Like I said, the back looks so different for me because I've been heavily using, all of my dailies have been going inside of my techo, and I love it that way. So the months, I had a moment where I thought to myself last night, like, why even do the vellum thing? But I'm going to keep it going, see how it goes, be flexible to it. If at a certain point it feels like it's not working for me, I could just like take the little tab off, and then all I have is some fun vellum. So not a big deal. We'll see if like I need to use any of these for February or what that really looks like for us. But yeah, that's really it. The rest is still blank. That takes me up until the month of February. I don't really have anything else as far as showcasing how January went. So I appreciate you sticking around for this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Hopefully I'll get my dailies for my techo as like my next big thing to put up. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.